Hey, what's up, guys? This is Monu here again in front of you. Hope you guys are doing great, and I wish you to be a very happy life, and definitely you would be living your happy life with joy, with courage, and with intimidating confident. Okay, so without any further delay, let's get started. So, as you have already seen the thumbnail, that in this video I'm gonna tell you that how did I learn this language, even if coming from the Hindi proper Hindi background. I have done my schooling in proper Hindi medium background. So I'm gonna tell you how did I learn this language in just 3 months. Guys, I am literally saying that I have learned this language in just 3 months, and I got a lot of like barriers. I have to face a lot of barriers, but I had clear all the things. So today in this video I'm gonna tell you my journey, how did it start, and what are the consequences I have to face, and what are the things that I have taken up in my spoken English journey. So without any further delay, let's get started and let's jump into the video. So basically, my English journey started from a very small incident. Basically, I was there in 12th class, and so there was a time I was like reading a book in the class. I was made to read the book in the class by the teacher. So basically, I was randomly reading that particular book. That was the English textbook, I think. Yes, English textbook, because all the things are, all the things were there in Hindi medium, except English, because English would be in English. So I was reading that particular book, and I came across a word consider over there, consider. But I pronounced that consider, and all the, class laughed at me, even the teacher laughed at me, even, instead of scolding the students that why they are laughing at me, the teacher laughed at me as well. So this was the thing that took place in that moment, and I felt very embarrassed. And that moment, just pierced my heart. And something like nothing is like going in the nice way, in the very clear way. I was thinking like that, oh my god, what I have done, and now what to do to come out of this zone. So that phase was very embarrassing for me, but I learned something from that. So from that moment I started to learn this language, but not that much, because at that point of time when I was in my 12th, so internet connection was not that much at that point of time. So I didn't have any idea how to get into this language, what are the phases that I have to clear to get into this language, because I was coming from the proper Hindi medium background. So to get into the new language is was not easy, like always. So and that point of time there was no any kind of internet connection, so definitely I had to face a lot of things. So I just quit my idea of learning this language. And after that I got indulged in my studies, in my higher studies. I took BSc in mathematics honors and started learning all the things that was there in the like syllabus or something like that. So and these were the things are these were the things were there in Hindi medium also. So English was never cup of tea of mine. So it was not like that, as sometimes we think like it is going to be in a easy way, or we can easily tackle that. So it was not like that. So there was another moment, and another incident that took place in my life, and from that moment my life of spoken English got changed completely. So this moment took place when I was there in a family function, and there was a relative of mine, and he asked a question in English. By the way, I knew the answer completely, but the moment I started answering I fumbled a lot, because he asked the question in English language, and I was I was there to answer in English because we are supposed to answer in the English language. If we are asked a question in the English language, we have to answer in the same language. So I was supposed to uh, give the answer in English language. Sorry. So, but I fumbled a lot because English was never cup of tea of mine. So that's why things were not going in my way. So I was thinking, oh my goodness, what the hell is happening? I knew the answer, but still not giving that properly, and what the hell is happening to me. So this kind of thing happened to me, and so from so no from that point of time, I got a lesson. I learned a lesson that nobody cares whether you are perfect or not, until or unless you believe in yourself. And I started believing in myself that definitely I will be learning this language no matter what come may, but I will be learning this language at any cost. So, and after that, internet was launched in the after that particular incident in India. So we had Geo, and a lot of things were there. So but I was not that much into, because I didn't know that what to take, what not to take to get into this language and to get the hang of the language. I didn't have any idea. So I started searching on YouTube, but I quit. But from the last 3 to 4 months, I randomly searching on Instagram, like there were a lot of people who were speaking in English. So I thought, let's try to, I got remember the incidents that took place in my life, like the incident of school, the incident of relatives. So I thought, let's give it a try, let's see what happens, what would be there. I will be seeing everything with courage. So I thought, let's give it a try, and I gave it a shot, and I started learning from the YouTube. The only thing that inspired me the only thing that inspired me, that was YouTube, and that helped me a lot. Because until or unless you have, you don't have any like source with the help of you can learn a particular language, then how are you gonna do that? Definitely not. That's impossible. So in my case, YouTube helped me a lot. And so, and there was another thing that happened to me. One day I was scrolling I was searching on YouTube a lot of things about how to learn this language, what are the things that I have to learn. So but in that era, what was happening to me, like most of the videos were coming in my feed related to grammar, like so I thought I have to learn grammar rules first. I have to learn these particular vocabulary, these particular grammar rules, then I'm gonna be fluent in this language. Because I knew that somewhere in my mind that I have to cram these things. Because we are taught like that, even in our school, like first we have to cram these rules, then definitely you are gonna be fluent in this language. So these were the things that were happening to me. So I thought, yeah, definitely I have to do the same to be fluent in this language. So I started cramming grammar rules, uh, vocabulary, but nothing much. Nothing was the as a outcome in my life. Like I wasn't progressing even a single bit. So I thought like I am in the wrong way. So in this video, I'm gonna tell you what the exact roadmap I followed, and if you will follow it, then definitely you are gonna be fluent. Not that much fluent, but you know, as I am, that much I am right at the moment speaking in front of you. You will be able to do the same. I'm not saying that you are gonna be fluent like Priyanka Chopra or Sasi Tharoor. Definitely, it is not going to be, because they use heavy vocabularies, and we have to master heavy vocabularies. We have to read a lot. But to normal day-to-day conversation, you can learn this language in just 2 to 3 months. It's like more than enough. You don't need to do anything extra to be a fluent speaker in this language. So Now the real video begins. So I'm gonna tell you that you don't need to learn grammar to speak a new language. Guys, you will have to accept it. I'm gonna give you an example of it. Like just suppose I'm living in a country, like just suppose take an example of India. I'm living in India, and there are lots of people who are illiterate, who don't know how to read and write, but they are still able to they are still able to uh, you know speak their mother tongue, their native language, their regional language. They are still able to speak that perfectly, properly, effortlessly, naturally, without any extra effort. Naturally, flawlessly, they are able to speak. So how they are able to speak, what the hell they have done that we are not able to do in this particular language, in our targeted language? So I'm gonna tell you that they learn through observing. That's what we have to do. This is the point that we have to work on. We have to start observing the things in that particular language, in that our targeted language. That should be our main motive. And when I started searching on YouTube, I started watching English related content. Whatever was there, that should be there in English. That was my motive. That whatever I'm gonna learn or whatever I'm gonna see, watch, I'm gonna watch that in particular language. That is my English language. I thought let's give it a try. Like if this trick works for me, then that definitely this would be a great thing for me. And if I don't learn from that, then definitely there would be something that I would learn. Definitely a little bit, not that much, a little bit something. I would get an idea that if this method is not working, then definitely there would be another method that would be working for me. So I thought let's give it a try, and I started observing the things on the YouTube. Like if a podcast is there, then I used to watch that in English language. I didn't watch that much English, but to that much extent that is useful for me and that I am capable of doing, that I am taking most out of it. I watched that much English content, and like conversational videos watched a lot. And I started observing the way how they are pronouncing word, how they are you know like moving their lips while speaking. So, and right at the moment I'm speaking in this accent, this is the result of the watching. I used to watch American shows, not that much, but a little bit. And that's why I have developed this habit of speaking. And so yeah, that's what I started from. And gradually I started talking to other people. I started learning like what to say, new vocabularies, not that much, but like a little, a little that is useful for our day-to-day conversation, not that much. And there I one day I was scrolling on Instagram reels, so I got to know about an application that is called Peer App application. So where what I got to know, that this application offers us the free environment to speak this language, where we don't need to pay even a single penny. We don't need to pay even a single buck over there, just free of cost. You will be connected to anyone throughout the world. So I thought let's give it a try, and I downloaded that particular application, and it really helped me a lot. Definitely it helped me a lot. And you know the only thing that we have to do, first we have to start off. How did we learn our mother tongue? Just by observing and speaking. When we were a kid, we were a kid, so we used to observe the people, what they are actually saying. So that's what we have to do the same. you know First we observe the people, then we start speaking broken English, sorry, broken language, whatever I'm talking about right at the moment of our mother tongue. We used to speak how a kid speaks. Definitely first broken language, then start, then gradually he starts speaking in a very nice way, like he's framing good sentences, and his sentence formation is uh, becoming a good day by day. So that's what happens, and that's what we have to do the same with the English language as well. And definitely if we will give it a try to this method, then definitely we are gonna have the good outcomes. So I did the same. I started connecting to different kind of peoples, but not that much. Whatever I have done, that was to some extent, because English was never my cup of tea, and right at the moment English is not gonna play any role in my life, because nowadays I'm preparing for competitive exams, and getting selected in any kind of government job is the main objective of mine right at the moment, and that's what I want to do. But English has become my hobby, because I love reading English books. I love watching English contents. I love watching dark comedies in English. Lots of famous dark comedians are out there, like Max Samini, and a lot of other ones are there. So that's that's where I started learning these kind of things. And so, okay, let's come to the topic. I think we have, we have just like okay, so let's start. So what you have to do, you have to start observing the people. Observe and try to speak as much as you can. That is the only solution that's gonna help you a lot. And this is the point that you have to work on. This is the matter that you have to work on. And if you will apply it in your day-to-day conversation, you will be looking like you will be realizing things are happening automatically. I don't need to think in the particular language I'm learning to. Like, everything is become everything has become spontaneously. We don't need to force ourselves to speak this language. Definitely in the starting you will be facing a lot of challenges, like translating, because yes, because in our school we are taught like that. We are taught to translate the things, like make a story in the end and translate that into English to Hindi and Hindi to English. These were the things that we are taught in our English. But definitely our mind will capture it, and our mind will try to translate. Just suppose a person in front of you asked you a question in English language, then definitely your mind will force you to translate in your native language. And when the answer is ready, then you will start translating into English, and then you will deliver. So it takes a lot of time and it makes a big mess. That's what you don't need to do. You just need to start. Just definitely in starting, initially you will be facing a lot of things, but you will be sorry, but you have to be stick to that method. Like, today I'm making mistakes, don't worry, but there would be a day I will be speaking spontaneously, flawlessly. But you don't need to be worried about that, because making mistakes is the part of our journey. Because language itself a skill, and we to master it, we have to learn it. It is not like that. Language learning is not like the table of two. Like, we have just cram a table of two, and it would be same whether we are talking about today or whether we are talking about tomorrow or the yesterday. It would be same, the table of two would be same. But language is not same. You would be facing a lot of challenges, you lot of situation scenarios in your life, and you will have to speak according to the situations, according to the scenarios. You will have to speak out. And that's why it is called a skill. Language learning itself a skill. We have to master it, and to master it we have to learn the right method. And the right method is input and output. Input means start observing, and output means to start a little bit. And definitely you will be seeing massive changes in your conversation skills. And I think I have spoken a lot right at the moment, and I have a lot more thing in my mind right at the moment, but I just want to keep it to this point. Otherwise this video will be a bit long. That's what I don't want to do. So okay guys, hope you got something new from this video, and if you will apply these tricks in your day-to-day conversation, in your day-to-day life, definitely you will be sounding way more natural, and you will be like, you will be keeping yourself, from one place to another place differently. You will be seeing yourself, because language learning itself a skill. You will have to accept it, and it is not a subject to master. It is just a skill. It is not like a math formula, like you have cramped it and it would be same today, tomorrow, and yesterday. No, it is not gonna work like that. It's a language, and it flows according to the situation. It flows the situation accordingly, and you will have to accept it that if you want to be a good at a certain language, you will have to master it through methods, and that is input and output. So that's it for today.